Hi, welcome to the McGolf Shop. I'm Jim McCleary, three-time Golf Digest Top 100 Club Fitter and International Club Maker of the Year. And we're here to show you how to make custom-made golf clubs. Hi, now making golf clubs, we've showed a few of the other videos. I've shown you how to do the drivers. We have a father and son from West Virginia, and definitely different types of swings. One, the son is 13, and obviously the dad is the dad, and we're making a set of golf clubs for each one of them. So definitely different sets of heads, different sets of shafts, different grips, and different makeups or characteristics in order for them to get the best out of their equipment for their swing. And in the previous one we showed you what we were doing, where we found the high point of the shaft or the hard side when we put it through what I call the spine finder. Using this and this, we found the hard side. We've already weighed them on my scale, weighed the heads and the shafts on the scale. We've got them laid out, and everything was where it was supposed to be. We look for 7-gram dispersions all the way through the set, and we look to keep them as close as possible. Like I told you before, in the grips they were very, very close. The shafts were within 1 gram of each one, so the KBS Tour shafts were very good, and the US Mamiya recoil iron shafts dead on again. So what are we going to do today? Tips and tricks, and how do we do these things? Well, first we start at the very top, and what we're trying to do is ensure that we're frequency matched along with all our other specifications we're looking for. So again, tip number one, if you're going to do it and you're going to frequency match a set of clubs, you want to use the exact head that you're using it with. Once you know that they're 7 grams apart, you don't need to do any weight adding or sorting or any of that kind of stuff. Now at the bottom, like we've talked once before, is the pitching wedge and the A wedge are always a little light. That's based on the manufacturer's design. Well, I like them a little bit heavier, so I'll be adding a tip weight. They're called tip weight. Actually, this is a hosel weight, and we'll be putting those in there so I can get my dispersion. The other part is, and when you're going to do this, you can't have it so that the head wobbles. So in order to keep it solid, I use a piece of fishing line. Make sure it's all the way in. I make sure that my hard side is up with my head here. Put it in my AccuMade ruler. Find my 37.5 inches, because this is a 6-iron, and he was a standard length guy. I put it in my frequency analyzer from Maltby Design. Get everything laid out properly, and it says 279. So I go up here to 279. I'm right at my what I need 3.0, and I need to be at 4.5. So there's 1, 2, at least 3 steps I've got to go. And on this particular shaft, it's right about a 1/2 inch per shaft, or per step. So what we're going to do is cut 1.5 inches off, and we'll start from there. Always, just like in carpentry, you can't add it back on once you've cut it off. So I'm going to step off camera, make a cut, and then I'll come right back. Okay, so we made the cut. When you do is you make the cut, it's going to leave a rough edge. So I like sanding that down. Okay, when you also cut it, if you can see in there, there's a, I like to call it slag, and that slag is in there, and that's just, we got to remove that. If you're going to do it the right way, you want it as clean as you possibly can. Just get a little welder's piping cutter, out it goes. Okay. We'll do that for every one of them. So we got our 6-iron back, got our piece of fishing line, add a little bit more, and sometimes the edges can cut that fishing line, and you're going to need to re-add the string. And that's what, and you'll know because the head's going to slide. Come back here, mark my 37.5 again, put it back in the machine. Now, idea of a frequency machine, my preference is anything with a clutch, and you heard that clicking, that was a clutch. 284. The clutch ensures that you have the same, I gotta get a little bit more on it. Ensures the same amount of force is being applied to the club such that it will always be constant through the set. You can put too much, you can put too little, and then your frequencies basically won't match throughout the set. Okay, we got all that taken care of again. And the first one is always the hardest because you got to find the right frequency. The reason why you check your shafts and check your heads is so that you can do this particular process. Once you've got the first one figured out, the rest of them basically fall right in line. So mark the same length again. Alright, let's see what we got now. Oh, there's a good number that we're looking for. Let's see, for 4 or 5, 294. And if you look, I don't know if you can see it, I'm going to move the camera in. And hopefully you can see 294.5. So that's pretty doggone close. I give myself a 1 to 2 cycles per minute, and that's a half, so we're well within it. Okay, now that we have the frequency in there, we know what we want for that. Now we want to make sure that we're flowing. Remember, flowing is short for flat line oscillation, and we like there we go. See how that line goes up and down? Now we know that as we're using our head in the shaft, and we know in this particular position, just like this, is where it's going to work the best. So I put a line right on the hosel, and I put a line on the shaft. It looks a lot like that. And when I go to abrade the tip and put the ferrule on and go to do the glue, we know we can do the alignment. All right. So to show you that this process works, I end up taking off 2.5 inches. I'm going to take off 3 on this one because we're going 1 short. Do a lot of this work off the camera. I guess I should show it to you. All right, that's another piece of string. Let me get the, oh, I'm sorry, we're going to get the 7-iron, not the 6-iron, or the 8-iron, because that was the 6. Okay, find the hard side up where the line was, get the right length established, 37, all right, and like every other good carpenter should be, all right, that's the right length. Got that. 297, 296, so 298 is my number that I was looking for, and I have 297 and some change, so I am very, very close again. 1 cycle is with my limit, and that's where I'm going to stay. Alright, 1 cycle is like 1/10 of 1 flex, so that's a pretty doggone good. And we can see the line again. There it is going up and down. And I mark it again. Okay, So now that's basically frequency matching. So I would do that the same way, going all the way through the set, down through the sand wedge, down through the lob wedge. Same thing, cut a little bit more off, about 1/2 of an inch for each club that's going down. Do the same measurement, do the same length, do the same check, and do the same flowing, and then until we get to the bottom of our set. Now, what I'd like to show you that we did here is, this is a Washon 575. It was on the Golf Digest hot list a couple years back. And the gentleman that got this hit these very, very well. And we did a little bit of personalization for him, put his initials in it, and he likes blue, so he got blue. I think it's going to look really, really good when it's all said and done when we use the KBS Tour. We're going to do the KBS Tour shafts, and we're going to do the pure grips. So you don't have to be bored and watching me do all the rest of them. I'm going to sign it off, and when we get down to the gluing part, I'll bring you back and we'll finish it. So, if you have any questions on the frequency matching or what we did or any equipment I've used, reply or ask a question on this video or send me an email at clubmaker@mcgolf.net. And if you like the video, like it and subscribe to our channel, because there'll be more tips and tricks and how-tos and more builds coming up. And thanks for watching the McGolf Shop, and let your scores go low.